the whole thing kind of like slows down into like a nice little strum, and then Leaf just leaned into the mic and went, "Talk to the stranger next to you and tell them a funny fact about yourself."
So, do you live in Headingley?
Stranger! I looked aggressively at Rasheen and was like, "What the fuck what's happening?" And then Rasheen was like, "I don't know, but just look at me and just don't talk to anyone."
Just look at me. Just stay focused on me. It's okay, Daryl.
No.
It's okay.
When we were in Germany the other week, you ever been to Berlin?
No.
So there's this famous sign like all over Berlin, has been for decades, called Dildo King.
Okay.
And it's everywhere, just this like billboard, like little billboards all over the place, and it just says like Dildo King, and it's a website. It has the logo, which is like 3 dicks.
Oh, like a crown.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a dildo website. That's all it is.
I wouldn't wear it to like an Easter bonnet competition.
No,
But
I knew about this, so I've been to Berlin a bunch, and it's been there for years. Like I said, it's been decades. Like this company's been advertising on these billboards, so they're everywhere. But then when I saw one, I was like, "Beth, look at that," because it was her first time. So I was like, "Dildo King," and then she was obviously, "Oh, no way!" And then she instantly was like, "Let's go to Dildo King," and I was like, "Fuck it, okay." But then we googled it, and you can't go. Well, you can go there, but it's just a warehouse. It's just a website. I thought it was a physical sex shop, but it's not. It's just a website. So that was a bit disappointing. But after that, we then went on the website. Fuck me. There's a reason these guys are called Dildo King. They had like every dildo imaginable. They had ones that I didn't know existed. They had, so like 10-inch, like, is it 10 or 12-inch dildos?
that's 10 inch. That's a serious 10
Okay,
inch.
whatever this is. What's this?
I don't know. Toddler height? No,
Yeah.
right now, that's probably about 12, 14. Yeah, that's good size.
Because in the photo, I had a can next to it, and the can was about this big, and it was about 3.5 cans.
What can?
Like a can of Coke. I had a can of Coke.
Just like a standard 330.
Standard can of Coke. It was a 330.
Yeah.
Short and fat. And then it was this big. I'm not even finished, right? So you know those ones. You'll have seen them at some point getting slapped in someone's face. Those big ones. 3 of them glued together in one compound.
Why?
Yeah. 3. So like 1, 2, 3. The balls it was all neatly laid out. And it wasn't like glued together. It was literally like it was obviously silicone. They'd made a silicone mold of 3 of them, and then they'd made one single mold of this triple dick. And so it was about that wide.
Jeez, that's like 12 to 15 centimeters across.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is insane.
How could you use that and then look your family in the eye after?
Exactly.
Like talking to your mother or something. She's like, "I'm so glad I brought you into this world." And in the back of your head, you know you've put a bollard up your ass.
That was the tame one. There was animal dicks.
Okay. Let's go into this a little more.
Yeah.
What animals?
Loads. I didn't even click on it because I thought, I'm not getting my computer searched. There was just
I know what I'm doing.
There was just a go on Dildo King, whatever you want. There was just a banner that said animal dicks, and it had like a montage of animal dicks. It was like just a pop up, like a thing at the top saying, "We have animal dicks."
Let's speculate.
And I could see a definite dog dick and a definite horse.
Oh, dogs' dicks are just the worst dicks as well.
All animal dicks are the worst dicks. What animal dick's a nice dick?
Human? It's a good start.
Yeah, but all the rest of the website's human dicks.
Oh, right, okay.
This is specifically animal
So
dicks.
in theory, they do actually offer all animal dicks anyway. They specialise in animal
Not
dicks.
all, they just had an animal dick selection.
I just think like a horse's looks closer. Like,
Have you seen the horses?
I know they're massive. I know they're big and they're long
Yeah,
and
the
they're
bellends are like
triumphant.
huge.
Yeah, but it's not like a mace.
It is. Have you seen a horse dick?
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's like the penis is like that, and the bell end is like that. It's way out. It's if it was compared to a human penis, it would be like our bell ends being like 5 times the size of
Every
what they
horse's penis that I've seen does not look like that.
are. Erect.
I thought they were erect. I was tugging as hard as I could.
Have a look when you get home. Do some research.
But yeah, a dog. Why the fuck would you want a dog's dick?
Well, why would you want any... I asked you the same question, Kier. Why would you want any animal dick? Why would you want 3 dicks glued together?
I just think there's better options than a dog. That's all.
Dogs probably, yeah, but dogs, I imagine these are all cast from probably dead animals. So they're probably actual.
That's worse.
They're probably two size, I imagine. Or they might be sculpted, I don't know.
That to me seems worse than getting fucked by a fake animal dick. Getting a dead animal and then making a cast of its dick.
Kier, I'm just speculating. They might be sculpted, I don't know.
I'd fucking hope they...
All I'm doing is, if I was in the dildo business, right, which I'm not, but if I was, if I was going to make a series of animal dildos, which I wouldn't, but if I would...
Yeah, and say you were the Dildo King, which
say,
you're not.
So say I was going to produce these animal penis dildos, my go-to thought would be, let's get a load of dead animals and just cast their penises. Why would you sit there and like carve them and sculpt them when you can just get a dead animal and then cast its penis?
I'd probably do it like on CAD or something. Like, rather than having to... Because otherwise, like, when you're holding it, I'd feel like I was holding the animal's penis the whole time.
Well, you would be. You'd be casting it.
There'd be a point where I'd be, like, working on the base and I'd have to be holding the helmet of this dog's, like lookalike penis.
Is this on CAD or a dead one?
No, just if I had to make one in reality. Because if you make it on CAD, like, you don't ever have to actually touch it.
That's true.
Which is better. And also, you can kind of make it up. You can kind of cut bits off. You know, like dogs have that bit on their bell that kind of hooks down. Don't need that on there. Get rid of that.
I bet the people that buy these dildos definitely want that.
I bet they want it long as well.
Yeah, they want it exaggerated.
Like fish hooking them.
Fucking weirdos, man.
That's amazing that they're allowed to sell those.
I thought that.
That's like saying, like, oh, I'm going to sell a baby's asshole.
Oh, don't say that.
No, I know it's not exactly the same, sure. But it's kind of the same.
Well, it's the same in that it's... If it was real, it'd be illegal.
I think your method is much better. Just fuck dead animals.
I didn't say fuck dead animals.
That's roughly what it was. I may be like...
Paraphrasing a little bit. Tiny bit.
But roughly, Daryl approves of fucking animals as long as they're dead.
No, just casting the penises.
And then fucking the penis after that.
Yeah, once you've cast it, it's a free-for-all then.
I think that, say I had a fleshlight that was made out of a loved one.
Right.
So ideally a partner, not just any loved one. And then that partner died. I don't think I'd want to continue fucking the fleshlight.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd be like, I'm good for that.
I mean, that's a totally different topic, but that is a good point.
It's kind of the same, though. If you're moulding it off a dead dog, it's kind of the same.
God, that's so depressing to think.
Imagine if it was your dog that you did it from.
No, I'm just so far into the dead partner's hole now. Literally. That's all I'm thinking about now. That'd be so... But on the other hand, would you not find that a way to be like connected to them? Post-death.
It's what she would have wanted. She would love it if I was fucking a replica of her vagina whilst watching porn. That's what she was. That's what she would like. That's on her headstone.
No, like maybe not the porn. Like maybe just think about her and stuff. How she made your life better. How much you miss her.
Oh my god. There's only one option. Yeah, you're just crying every time.
Cranking it away. Nothing wrong with a good
shit
crank.
yourself.
Have you ever cranked?
Is it? I'm guessing this is a cry wank.
Cry wank, yeah.
No.
You never cry wanked?
Never.
I don't think I have. I feel like I might have.
I think I would have known if I had cry wanked. I've probably cried
But
and
I've
then gone.
wanked so much.
I think crying puts me to sleep pretty easy. Probably as easy as wanking does. As in, like, post-cry, sleep it's inviting you, isn't it?
That is true.
Your eyes are tired. Your face is dry.
I thought you meant more like you'd like cry yourself to sleep.
Oh, no, that's well more bleak.
This is a cheery
I don't think
episode.
it's possible to cry yourself to sleep because I feel like crying needs active encouragement to keep crying.
Yeah.
I think you cry a little bit more, then you stop crying for a minute, then you fall asleep. I don't think anyone's like, I don't think that's happened.
No, you might be like, see?
That's the same noise I make with the dog's dick.
Yeah,
they both do send you asleep pretty fast.
Wanking does.
Oh, for sure. If you're struggling to sleep.
Yeah, a good little wank.
Yeah.
But it's difficult when you've got a partner in it.
Yeah.
I do hate that.
It's not even for any good reason. It's just strategy for easier sleep.
What do you mean?
Well, because like you'll be laid there for an hour. You're like, oh, I can't get to sleep. Oh, I know what would fix this problem.
A wank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang one out.
But I think
straight to
that's,
sleep.
you're saying it's not strategy. That's pure strategy.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's only strategy.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
to do with the gratification or
Oh,
the
no,
sexual
no, no.
part of it, or that someone else isn't doing it for you. It's nothing to do with any of that.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
it's cheaper than night owl. That's all it is.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah. It's effective.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely science behind it as well. I would hazard a guess at. Because I think when you do have sex or have a wank, you are instantly kind of just like in this. I think it's all the breathing and stuff and the adrenaline rush. I think your body then goes, right, now time to go to sleep, guys.
Yeah.
Like I think your body's just going like, fuck, because you've just made yourself go like, yeah.
I didn't really think of it like that. I thought it was just like the little people that make the sperm in there were like, right, we need to put a shift in now because you just
Could be that as well. You've
we
just
just
emptied,
dispatched,
yeah.
so we need to get these cracking.
Yeah.
And then they just sit there and sort of whittle little sperms out of, I'm assuming, some sort of microplastic.
Yeah. Something like that.
Only I say that because when you get them warm and then you roll it into a ball, it turns into like a microplastic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's very strange that. I might get an aloe vera drink on the way home.
That is correct. That is the right texture.
Yeah, it is that set. It's not very good for your skin in comparison.
I really wanted to have a wank the other night to get myself to sleep, but Rasheen was there. It was very annoying.
Oh, so you can't answer this about current, but have you ever cracked one out next to an ex?
I do it next to Rasheen all the time.
What are you talking about then? You couldn't do it because she was there, but now you can.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I'm like fuck it, and then sometimes I'm like no. But then like sometimes it's the right environment, but the other night wasn't.
Oh right,
because I could tell she was in a bit of a light sleep.
Ah right, okay.
That's why I was like, oh fuck.
Last time I did it was years and years ago, and like this was probably the last time I remember ever getting a load anywhere because I remember finishing and like I heard it hit the pillowcase next to me.
Oh.
So I ruined the pillowcase as well.
Yep.
And then as it hit the pillowcase, it obviously made like enough noise that she was like, and I was like, oh my God. Like reality's just sunk back in. I'm now in like a sperm covered pillowcase situation that I didn't want to be in.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't just cover it up. I was an amateur back then.
Oh, I always get it ready. And then I'm just like.
Yes, I did that, and then I woke up with a pillowcase stuck to my face. What happened there? Just dribbling. Just moist lips.
Yeah, I don't do it all the time, but I do it a lot. Because it fucking
ages.
works. Like sometimes I'm a really light sleeper. So sometimes I can get myself in a fucking headspace when I can't get to sleep because of whatever, like a noise or something. And then even when the noise, this is literally what happened the other night. We were staying in a hotel and the people next door were having a party.
Ideal.
Yeah, really fucking annoying. And they didn't stop till about 2:30. So I was just like tossing and turning, like
I see what you did there. That was good.
hearing like the intermittent noises of their party. But Rasheen was also tossing and turning, so she was also like, which is why I didn't, because I couldn't tell
because she was already going.
actually asleep at some point.
Yeah. She just got that brand new dog stick and.
But then when they'd actually stopped, I then couldn't get to sleep because I was just like, just wound up, just like fucking bastards, fucking partying. I was just so like tense, and then I just thought, if I could have a wank right now, I'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
Because it just totally just like mellowed me out, and I'd probably go to sleep, but I couldn't. So I had to just try it the old-fashioned way of laying with my eyes closed.
I've heard of that. It's not very good though, is it?
Did you know this is a corner of the internet where, not a corner of the internet, I'll rephrase this. Did you know that there's, I'm wording this terribly. Do you know that there's a divide, there we go, there's a divide in people that, because of the internet, this was like a Reddit thing or something, they discussed, how do you go to sleep? Do you go to sleep with your eyes open and wait for yourself to fall asleep? Or do you close your eyes and then like go to sleep?
What? This doesn't even make any sense. To go to sleep, you just have to pretend to be asleep and then you fall asleep.
Yeah. So I agree. So when I go to sleep, I put my head on the pillow, I close my eyes, and I just start like breathing, and then like I go to sleep.
Yeah.
There's another part of population.
Okay.
It's close as well. It's like 50-50-ish.
What?
There's another part of the population that they literally just lay there with their eyes open until their body goes to sleep. So they'll just lay there.
Like when you fall asleep watching TV. No, if you fall asleep during a movie and you're watching a movie and your eyes just go, oh, they keep getting heavier and heavier.
Yeah.
And then eventually you long blink. Then there's a slight snore and you wake yourself up. And then eventually.
That. But people do that every night.
You can't guarantee you're going to fall asleep like that.
Apparently they do.
Because I fall asleep with a TV on every night and sometimes I get sucked into it, even if it's something that I definitely watch all the time.
Well, there was no TV mentioned in this Reddit. It was
that's fuck it. That's a psychopath.
That's what I'm saying. It was people saying, I just stare at.
Are they sat up as well?
They were just saying, I sit and look at the blank black room, and then I fall asleep.
No fucking. They should be publicly executed.
It's mental, isn't it?
They are going to assault people.
Yep.
Women, children, and anyone more vulnerable than them.
Yep.
They should be locked up.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And then set on fire. That's insane. I've never heard of this ever.
Have a Google there.
I am going to. I've got 2 things to Google so far.
Yeah.
Dogs' penises and how people fall asleep.
For me, it's the same as the internal monologue thing, though. Because that blew my mind when I heard about that. And then when I talk to people, I found people that don't have an internal monologue. And I was just like, how does your brain exist? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just so alien. So it's like, I think it's the same thing. It's just, people are just weird.
All those people that don't have an internal monologue, I feel like I've collected all of theirs. I have so many. It's not a monologue, not even a dialogue, just a log. Pile of logs.
Mine's just a fucking straight voice.
Yes, my own voice. Yeah, and then there's different versions of it if I need to hear the different characters play things out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes there'll be 3, 4 of them talking, then one of them just leans in and go, hey, I've got an idea. You're like, who the fuck's this guy? You're like, let's stab people. Right, that's why you're supposed to be back there.
Get him back in there.
What do you like, you rascal?
Kevin.
When she next asks you for a bag at the checkout, just place it round her face and squeeze it really tight.
Kenny's here.
Not now. You should do more cocaine. No.
Carl. I'm trying to think of all the names of K. You got Carl, you got Kenny, you got Kevin, Kieran.
Yeah, my dad's in there. Yeah, he's chilling.
What's your dad's name?
Kevin.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh. He's in there. He's the one that goes, you're a disappointment, just for no reason. Usually I'm having a really good time. This is disappointing.
Thanks, Dad.
I couldn't have less interest in what you're doing right now. That's not necessarily. But yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
Calvin, he's there. He's cool. He's probably the coolest one in there.
What does he do? Is he the confident one with hair?
Yeah.
Nice.
He has the hair still. Yeah. He's the one that he was close to abs at one point.
Oh, the gym bro.
Yeah.
Calvin. Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
He
had a trimmed beard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looked after himself.
He did.
Was quite happy. Yeah. He's in a failing marriage, of course, and terrible job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had a good time at the weekend.
Yeah, and he had loads of chicken.
Loved chicken. Big fan. Yeah. With rice and bananas and yogurts and
barely
eggs.
Slept.
Hardly.
Yeah.
Strong, independent male, raising a daughter to himself. He was just, I barely remember him. He's just a vague sort of silhouette of what he was.
What does he say to you?
He says, you can have it back again. And I go, oh, really? And he goes, no, not even a little bit. Shut the fuck up.
You're way too far gone. You ain't getting hair.
Yeah, you're just disappointing now.
That shit's long gone.
Oh, hair.
So I was in the gym this morning.
Okay.
And there was an old man in there.
Good times.
Yeah, always good
times. So you're guaranteed to see penis.
He was naked.
Yeah.
Just always.
Working out, just...
Oh, no, this was in the changing room.
That makes more sense, yeah. Did he have a dog's penis?
I couldn't see his penis.
Right, okay.
He got naked after I left. As I was leaving.
How the fuck do you know that?
Because he got naked as I was leaving.
He left and my camera's picked up some activity around penises.
Anyway.
Okay.
So I was getting changed and he was one of the first people to be like, nice tattoos. And he was, well, I was going to say he was old as fuck. So he was 77. I know how old he was. Because I had a conversation with him afterwards.
Okay.
He was 77. The reason I had a conversation with him, right, is, I don't know if we've said this, but I was in the gym in Headingley And I found it like in the actual gym, huge gym, and it was quite full because it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So it's obviously a lot of pre-work gymmers. All of them were like fucking 17, like 17 to fucking 22. I felt old. So now I'm in the change room and this old guy walks in and I'm like, you are old as fuck. I was like, this is weird. And obviously in Headingley as well. Headingley, it's very obvious that the gym would be young people. So this old guy, and I was like, and then the reason that I started the conversation with him is because me and Machine have been looking at houses around Headingley for like our future house.
Yeah.
Because we've noticed a lot of nice little boroughs.
Yeah.
But we're obviously a bit apprehensive because Headingley is party town. So it's like, is there nice boroughs where you can have a nice chill life, like an old person? So that's why I was like, this is my ticket. So, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like, excuse me. So, but then like he
live around here?
He started asking me about my tattoos and those tattoos. And I was like, oh, cheers, man. And then he said to me, what are you doing today? I said, oh, I'm going to work. I have a shop around the corner. And then he went, do you live around here? And he was like, oh, I do actually. And then I was like, blah. And then I was just then backing and forthing, and I straight away went into a fucking property market conversation. I was like, how long have you lived here? Whereabouts do you live? Is it quiet? Just started asking all these questions. I did preface it with, I was looking at buying around here at some point. Like, tell me about it if that's okay. Like, blah, blah, blah. We had a little back and forth. It was totally fine. Then I went, so what about the students though? Does that not get on your nerves? Like the Otley running shit? Like it looks fucking manic to me. Like obviously I have a shop around here and I just think that's a bit too much. Like does it ever affect you, especially as like an older guy who just wants to have it chill? And then he was like, his exact words were, I don't mind watching them have a bit of fun. It's all fun and games. The young people are good, especially the women. I like it when they wear the clothes that are revealing.
He's just saying this to a complete stranger who, by the way, wasn't talking to him to be nice or polite, had a reason to have a conversation with him, otherwise would have completely blanked him.
He fully, I'm not going to go into the further details, he fully just went in on how the young girls wear little clothing around here and how much he enjoys it. And I just kept on going, yeah.
So what are the property values like? Are they increasing or are they steady at the moment?
Where do you live? Because I think you're going to get arrested very soon. And I will buy your house.
Don't you think it's out of order that they stopped you wanking in the streets? What?
Yeah, he just fully started going ham at this fucking agenda of like, yeah, so there's young girls around here and I like them. And it was just really fucking creepy. And I was just like, and it was honestly, it was that quick. It was, what do you think of the students and the party life and all that kind of stuff that goes on around here? And it was just like,
just grunted.
And it was just literally, oh yeah, watching them have fun is good. And then the young girls in the skirts and the dresses is really nice. And in summer they get even more slutty. And it was just like, fuck, what? Like I think I said yes like twice, and then I was like, I shouldn't be agreeing to this anymore.
Yeah, you're not going to change his ways though. Just wait for him to die.
I didn't challenge. I
don't think you should be objectifying women like that, actually, mate.
Yeah, what the fuck would I say? I do not agree with you, sir. I think that's quite objective. I just went, yeah, man, fuck. Yeah.
How many bedrooms have you got? And when did you?
Any kids I should be aware of?
Was your place on Zoopla? I knew there was no way you were going to be talking to a man through the kindness of your heart. Like it was like a, hey, mate, we're in this together. We're of a similar age.
Shut up.
Look at these guys.
I had
being
an
all young.
agenda. If I didn't have an agenda, I would have shut that. If he went nice tires, I went, yep.
When he said, I was talking to this guy in the gym. Okay.
I could see I had to rewind it and be like, so there's a reason to this, Kier. I know you are alarmed right now that I'm talking to another human being without my headphones on. What did you fucking say?
And I understand now why, because the first time you chose to talk to a stranger, he then just started furiously wanking over images in his head in a changing room.
This is what happens to me. This is the kind of people I attract.
That's because you go talk to people in the gym or the bus. And that's where they all are.
And I'm just trying to have nice, innocent conversations about property value. Like, fucking leave me alone.
We're keeping our penises in our pants. We're talking about property. It's all going swimmingly.
Yep.
And then he just beelines
into
my God.
young girls.
Yes. He's like, yeah, my wife's definitely dead. So
Fucking, he didn't have a word to say about her, so I don't know what she's about.
20 minutes on the students. Wife didn't get a mention.
Yep.
How do you live around here? Yep, with anyone? You've seen these students around here?
You don't need to live with anyone. You just look out the window and just...
Oh, what am I up to today? They've got a new binocular shop in town. I'm just going to pop down, just have a little look, see what they got there.
Then I might go perch up somewhere in Hyde Park.
Is that a telescope in your bag? Do you like the astronomy and that? No.
The pause. No.
I'm already old. I've looked up.
What's
I don't
the
need...
rope and tape for? Don't you look at that!
Why are you going to the gym? Is it to get strong so that you can...
Just getting my cardio up.
It's like talking to a personal trainer. What kind of muscle groups do I have to use to help me restrain women?
You go out into the gym and you just got one of those punching men on the floor. Sit down.
He will be dead soon. It's not worth challenging.
Yeah. I do think that. There's no point challenging old people, man. They're fucked.
Yeah, where you're going to go, oh, excuse me, I don't think you should really talk about women in that way. And he's going to die in the next 6 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, just leave him to it.
He's just going to tell you to shut the fuck up.
He's not touching people yet.
He might
If
be.
he was 27 talking like that, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, man, that's probably... Actually, I wouldn't do that. I'd just be like, okay, see you later.
Bye. Yeah, I'm not going to challenge a 27-year-old in the gym. You'll be the shit on me.
You know, send me your Instagram handle and I will forward you some very interesting blogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I'll get you cancelled.
And I'd come here and then I'd be like, Daryl, what are some interesting blogs to send to this guy?
Like, I fucking know. Reddit.
Just Reddit in general.
I don't even go on it.
Yeah, it always says, do you want to open up the app? I'm like, who even has this?
And then it says, you scroll for like a minute and it's like, you can't scroll anymore. And you're like, oh,
Okay, cool.
well,
That's
now
as
I'm
much,
not interested anymore.
that's all the information I'm going to get then.
I'm maxed out and I'm just going to misquote this later on. Thank you.
That's it. Maybe I won't find out the last few exercises on this program on how to restrain women.
Yep.
Like this guy. Good times. Just good times all round.
Yeah, so that was my morning.
Nice.
Who else has alarmed me recently? Been to a lot of gigs recently
Yeah.
with alarming humans.
Who have you been to see?
I see Paramore.
Nice.
That's pretty good. But there were these two girls in front of us who were about 13 or 14, and they were just like, they were so gassed. They were screaming.
I'm so glad that didn't end like the old man in the gym then. You seen those 13, 14-year-old girls at a Paramore gig? Bloody hell. Glasses get folded in like Clark Kent. What? Why were there 13 and 14-year-olds seeing Paramore? That's unusual.
I thought that was weird, yeah. So, another part of this was that they only knew like the really big songs off Riot, but they were gassed about all the newer songs. So they were obviously like, it was weird because I was like, there's songs that came on that I'd never really heard, and it was off those in between albums between the new one and like Riot.
Yeah.
I heard a couple of them. Like they lost their mind. I think there's like a Twilight song.
Is there?
I think so. Maybe I'm misquoting this. There's a song that's in a film or a series or something, and it's a teeny, girly, emo movie of some sort. I don't know. But they lost their mind when that song came on. They were like, "Oh my fucking god!" Ah! And they were so hyped. But then the bit that really annoyed me about them was I'm definitely overaging them. By the way, I think they were more like 11 and 12. They were really young.
I'm assuming they were with someone.
They were the dads.
Okay.
Yeah. Very clearly. They were the two dads were sharing photos of wheels. They were pulling up like tires and being like, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, they were just gassed about wheels.
There are people sat at home right now who are like, I couldn't get Paramore tickets, and there were two guys stood talking about wheels the whole time.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, these two girls were just gassed. But then they would also they would get intensely excited scream, and almost cry, but then instantly pull their phone out and open TikTok and put it on a selfie and record them singing the song and crying.
Okay.
It was bizarre.
That's really weird.
And they would like...
So they're basically filming like their own reaction video
Yeah.
to something.
They would sometimes spin it around and do normal, but there was countless times that they just span it around on them and they're like... and there was countless times they then would like place it and like in front, and then it would be both of them, and they'd be like kind of like dancing and like singing and shit, and it was just weird. And there's countless times they put it in between them, and I was just right in the middle of the video, just like, because we were sat, it wasn't stood, it was sat. So I was just sat in this seat behind them, just like, and I was perfectly in between both their heads, just a bit up.
Amazing. So the whole way through their TikTok
and then
video,
the worst bit is that like I would make eye contact with the video and then just go, oh fuck, and then just have to like ignore that I'm being filmed.
Yeah,
because obviously that kills my vibe. That like I'm watching.
And it's weird if you are aware of it.
There's the stage, like there's everyone, and there's a phone here. Like, there's my view of the stage,
And it's glowing at you.
There's a phone here, and I can see my little head going, oh, 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 and I'm like, oh, okay, fuck me, that's distracted.
They were probably doing it on TikTok, so they could clip all those bits of footage together to make like a montage of their evening at Paramore.
I don't know.
And so you are going to be in the background of a lot of that.
Yep.
Which means I know you're worried about like what you search online, but there is a chance that you could find that specific video that just every so often just has you in the background trying not to be interested in what's going on. Yeah. Just because that's such a better option than just looking down the barrel of the camera in the background.
There was countless times I wanted to look at it and just be like, oh, fuck you.
I mean, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Because someone would have spotted it and been like, so with that guy in the background who's just absolutely furious that this is going on.
Fuck you.
Just start doing really cringy stuff and that going like, just start dabbing and going, ah, you know, the surfer dude thumb fingers thing. Poking your tongue out is the worst.
Hi, kids.
There's an age where you get to where people should stop doing that.
What, poking the tongue out?
Like, you know, like people put their profile picture up and they're like 35 plus and they've got their tongue out in their picture. Like, fucking hell, mate.
Yeah.
Why don't you start seeing your kids a bit more? That's targeted. It's aimed straight at one person. And he's definitely not watching this. But if he is, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he can go fuck himself. I'm really banking on him not seeing this.
I think I know who
But
you're
if he
on
does,
about.
I still stand strongly by it.
Yeah.
You know where I live.
Does
You
he?
can hear this opinion to your face. Yeah, he does, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Come round.
Not who I'm thinking of. I think of someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the gigs I went to. Then I went to another gig, which was way more eventful.
Who else did you go see?
Leith Ross.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw some stories of it.
Yeah, Rasheen. It was a Rasheen gig. It wasn't a me gig.
Yeah.
I do like them, but like not massively. Wouldn't have went to see them. I like 2 songs, but it was mental. It was.
You're right there.
Just getting my notes.
Oh, this really was eventful.
This is.
It's so organised.
This is how much stuff there was. Right.
I bet you wrote this at the gig as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah. After the first 2 crazy things happened, I was like, I'm writing this shit down. This is fucking mental. So there was just a lot of personality in there.
I without having to say anything, I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
Yeah. Based on the kind of music that I heard that it was, I can imagine several personalities were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lot of young people.
Yeah, with their
A lot
personalities.
of young students. Heavily...
Personalitied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say heavily gay. Lots of...
Oh, right. I thought we were talking about completely different things.
Oh,
then.
were
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I mean, you can totally say there was a largely gay crowd. That's fine to say.
What do you think I'm saying?
I thought, yeah, I thought we were thinking of something completely different, which I'd prefer not to expand on.
Okay. Let's avoid that.
They're not okay. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Largely gay crowd.
Largely gay and, well, female. Yeah. Just loads of... Yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah.
But majority, the main thing I want to highlight is fucking young. It's the same as the Paramore. But, like, at Paramore, I had these two young people in front of me, and then I had various, my age people and older around me. But at this gig, it was just young. And I think what I'm learning is I just fucking hate young people, especially at gigs. So let's start with, there was a couple in front of us to the right.
Were you standing or sitting? Set the scene for us.
Standing.
Okay.
Yeah, setting the scene. So we were standing. It was in the basement. We saw Jamali.
Yeah, wardrobe.
This is going to be great because there's a key part of this, which I don't think I've written down. No. So there's another part of this. A really brief one. But so we were in that corner. We were in the same corner, but more forward, on that little raised balcony bit. And there's like the bars. We were like leaning against the bars right at the back before you get to those little seats that we were stood up against.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pointless side note for anyone watching.
But unless you've been to the wardrobe. Yeah,
unless you've been to the wardrobe and leads, in which case you know exactly what I'm on about.
Yeah.
So there was a couple in front of us leaning on the bar. So Rasheen was leaning on the bar right at the end. There was a couple in front, and then I was just stood next to Rasheen. And this couple were they were exactly the same as the kids. They were just mad excitable about everything. They were just gassed, having a great time, whatever. But there was two songs. One where one of them cried aggressively, and the other one like comforted them, and it was just
aggressively as well. Or?
Yeah, and it was just so uncomfortable. I just don't understand that kind of emotion in public.
Like they weren't just emotional because the song's emotional. Like they brought their real world shit into the building.
At least Ross writes about like heavy shit. Like one of the songs is about rape, like straight up.
Oh Jesus, keep it light.
Yeah, and it's blatantly about rape as well. It's aggressive.
Is it like in the chorus?
The whole song.
Does she say the word rape?
No.
Does she like go?
The chorus is I wonder if his mother knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's better than what I thought it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't sing what that was going to be.
Oh, and the other part of the chorus is like, I would punch you in the mouth, something like that. So it's like very aggressive about like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's very intense.
This wasn't that song, but one of this couple was crying at another song.
I'm glad it wasn't that song because
it was just. This is like such a. I'm starting tame because I'm going to get to the good stuff.
Okay.
But this is just a little annoyance where I was like, this is setting the scene for the gig. Like, there's someone crying and they're comforting them. I'm trying to watch them between their heads, and it's just like awkward. And it's just for me, I don't engage with that kind of outburst of emotion in public. Like
that's whether it's that sad or happy or any, because it's still crazy.
Right? There's a great beeline right here. Same couple aggressively kissed to another song.
After the crying?
The kissing might have been first. I think chronologically it was kissing was one of the songs, and then later on cried, and yeah. But like they aggressively made out for like nearly a whole song. And were like very like it wasn't just like it was really passionate, lots of hands and hair, and it was very sexual, and I was just like, and I was taller than them, but I could still not quite see the gig through them, so I had to every now and then be like, just gonna ignore your faces fucking necking on. It's just very weird.
It's just like their own show.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was just the audacity of that amount of motion is. My shoulders are going because it makes me uncomfortable. It literally makes me so uncomfortable seeing people that like.
For anyone listening, Daryl is fidgeting like crazy.
Yeah, honestly, it fucks me up. I hate. Like, honestly, the crying thing, I'm way more, like, inclined to, because I'm like, if someone upset... Obviously, if anything can make someone upset, and, like, obviously, lyrics and music is very triggering for a lot of people, myself included.
It's like, very emotionally invoking.
Yeah, obviously. But the making out thing, I'm like, fucking leave that shit at home. Like, I am just one of those people who was like, what's the word? Public...
PDA, like that kind of public displays of affection.
Public displays of affection. I fucking hate it. Like, I really don't like it, and I'm very grateful that Rasheen is the same way inclined. Yeah. I've had exes who have been very like, why don't you kiss me in public? I'm like, because I think it's disgusting. I just think it's... I don't think it's disgusting. Like, if someone was making out in the street, I'm not like, ugh, stop it. But I go like, ugh, like, fuck. Why are you doing that?
There's obviously a limit. Yeah. But I'm the same.
Oh, if someone's like jerking someone off, I bet, excuse me, can you not do that?
I'm like, that's fine, but don't kiss.
This is a McDonald's. This is an establishment.
And if you are going to do that, at least don't buy them a Happy Meal. Get them like an adult's meal so it at least looks like they're old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. But then, so that shit just makes me uncomfortable, so I didn't enjoy that at all. So the one I forgot to write down, which is a good side note here, is... So I've just told you where we were stood, and for those that don't know, the wardrobe has these little kind of... You have the main floor, and then there's these big balconies on either side that are you walk down into the main floor, don't you?
Yeah. But it's intimate, because it's like 400 people.
Yeah,
max.
it's tiny.
Yeah.
And then there's these upper bits, and then on the left-hand upper bit, which is where we were stood, there's like cinema-style seats along the whole edge that just drop down.
Yeah.
And basically... I was stood next to them, obviously, because that balcony is quite tight. So I was stood next to them. And we got there for the support, watched the support. There was people already sat in all these seats. And then when Leaf started, loads of these people stood up and then stood on the seats as well, because obviously that made them taller, so it was great. This one girl just sat there for the entire gig. From the second we got there to the second we left, she sat there, not on her phone, just looking at like nothing, like just hips,
just like the 1,000-yard stare.
And
just nothing.
And she genuinely sit like just like this.
Oh, like an English gentle lady.
Didn't like tap and like enjoy. Just looked
like she's waiting for a bus,
and she wasn't even looking in the direction of the stage. So like if I was sat in their position, right, that's the stage there, and she sat that way.
Maybe they were trying to fall
towards
asleep.
the bar and just did nothing.
Just nodding off.
And every now and then, because they were constantly in my peripheral, and every now and then I just went, oh, yeah, still doing nothing. Like,
because it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Because, like, there was countless other people that were using these seats, but they were clearly partners, parents, and they were on the phones. They didn't give a shit about the gig. They were just there to accompany someone. Therefore, why would they give a shit? They're going to get a comfy seat and sit on the phone. That's fine. I have no obligation against that. Because if you are traveling your child, do that. You know, whatever. But this person, they might have been doing that, but then they just didn't sit on their phone. They just sat and just looked at nothing for like 2 hours. And it was
That's
weird.
A long gig.
Yeah.
That's
but then
really
like in between the sets as well, they didn't talk to anyone. They just sat. And still looked. Honestly, I didn't see this person look at their phone once.
What kind of age?
Like 20.
I don't even think that's possible for a 20-year-old to not look at their phone.
It was mental. It was really weird. The whole time I just thought, like, what is going on?
Isn't it weird, right, that that's how little someone has to do to freak everyone out?
Yeah.
All you have to do is just look 45 degrees off the stage.
For a significant amount of time.
And not look at your phone for 2 hours, and that's enough for people to be like, that's fucked up. That is weird. I can see how that would be majorly distracting, because you're like, are you bombing this place or something?
Yeah, that's kind of the vibes that give me, like school shooter vibes, like just...
Especially if that's like the crowd as well.
Yeah.
There is potential for that kind of thing to happen, or it could be a higher risk gig for that kind of thing to happen, because people are dicks. And then this person's facing the bar 45 degrees away.
I genuinely did, my brain did a little... Because I was bored for a lot of the gig. My brain did wander and was like, man, this would be a great place for someone to shoot up, because like they would hit so many targets.
Yeah.
For like, if you were right wing? Yeah, right wing. Yeah. If you were right wing, you would... And then I started panicking a bit. I was like...
Because then you started looking at this person. Like, have they got a backpack?
And you're like, I'm in the wrong room.
Someone turn the volume down on here if this bag's ticking or not.
Like, it was a good room if you're right wing, if you wanted to wipe some out. Probably me included.
Well, yeah, you'd be in there, yeah.
Yeah. Look at the tattoo guy. Pap!
Yep.
I'm one of you!
Check the podcast. I talk about being a Nazi regularly.
Right, so then there was these two people. So that couple was there, and then there was these two people right in front of us, right? Who, prior to the gig starting, I could see one of them on their phone, looking at trains, and they were like looking at like getting a train after the show, and they were doing this, and I'm just being nosy.
Yeah.
And Machine saw me and was like, "Stop it!" And I was like, "I just wanted to see."
No, I do that.
I wanted to see how far they'd come. Yeah. And I found out they travelled 2 hours. I could see that, like, the last train they were getting and when it was arriving, and they were getting home at like 1 a.m. if they got the last train. So it was 2 hours. I don't know where, I couldn't quite read where it was from, but they travelled 2 hours. And then what I learned pretty quickly was that this person had brought this person to the gig because this person wouldn't shut the fuck up. And At no point did this person who actually wanted to see the gig would tell her to shut the fuck up. And I wanted to tell this person to shut the fuck up. And this person just sat on the phone stood on the phone the whole time, just texting and shit, which is obviously right here in my peripheral. And it was really fucking
Just a
annoying.
blue light flashing at you, innit? You can't not look at it.
And then they bounced about halfway through Leaf's set as well.
That's even weirder.
And I saw their last train was 11. And they bounced at about 9:45.
And yeah, the train station is
10-minute
walk.
15-minute walk.
Yeah, probably 15,
yeah. Yeah. So I was just like, what the fuck? That was just really weird. But they just wouldn't shut the fuck up as well. Which leads me very well to the next thing, which is probably the weirdest part of this whole fucking gig, right? And it was infuriating. And I thought, like, am I going mental? But then I saw Sheen afterwards and she's like, no, I definitely noticed that as well. The second a song finished, and I mean the fucking second the applause was over, everyone started talking.
Between songs?
Yeah. Full on. Like, conversations would erupt to the point that Leith would have to, like, kind of be like, so my next song, and, like, would have to, like, bring the crowd back down because they would start talking. And I heard people around me, like, continue conversations in between songs. But like, and I mean like the second, but it was so like eruptive of like, it wasn't just the people around me, it was everyone in there. Was for some reason, like the second the song finished, they were like, oh, it's break time. So like the other day I was doing this thing and you're just like, what the fuck is going like the second the song finished, I would go, next song. I would politely wait. And even if someone's like fucking tuning a guitar, I'd be like, I'm going to wait.
Yeah, because that's all part of the experience, isn't it? Is watching them do that.
Honestly, every single song. And I left them as like, was I being mental? Like, was I just like maybe over like fucking stimulated or something? Did it sound louder than it was? But I told Rasheen and she was like, no, I totally saw that and heard that. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was like, honestly, the second the song finished, conversations erupted throughout the entire audience and would continue pretty much until a song start. Like, when Leith would start to talk to maybe introduce a song, because they did that a lot, like, they would talk about like why a song is what it is and what's coming up. Like, it wasn't just like, this is the next song. It was like, there was more, I don't know, description, introduction.
Sounds very emotional.
Oh, heavily, yeah. Leads me great.
That's probably people just like being like, oh, the reason I really like this song is because this happened in my life. And you're like, shut up. You're not the main character right now.
Yeah.
This person is.
Yeah.
And they're singing us some songs. And some of us trying to enjoy it.
Shut the fuck up.
Sit down, shut the fuck up.
It was
keep
just
your bomb in your
weird.
bag and let's crack on.
Because like you said, it's like a 300 cap venue. So like 250 people will just start talking.
Which is an amazing gig as well. Like if it's someone that you really want to see.
Yeah.
Like it's super intimate.
Yeah.
It's well nice.
So then that was probably the weirdest part of the whole gig. The bit where I walked away and was like, what the fuck was that? Like, why was everyone talking? I still don't know. I don't know the answer to that. It was fucking weird. It was very strange. People just literally, like, I wish I could have recorded it because it was just so great to watch a mellow song, like, really just wind down and then everyone go. So the other day, right, I was in the bag and you're just like,
it just
fuck!
turns into Starbucks.
Like everyone just so loud, just instantly, like, blah, 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 blah. And like, they would start introducing the song and like, even then, like, until they started fucking playing that song, some people would just be like, I don't give a shit. So anyway, like, so they would just keep talking.
It sounds like it was just someone playing at a pub.
Yeah, genuinely,
like
that's what it was. Yeah,
where like that. I am playing here if anyone wants to listen.
That's honestly what it was like.
Except for they paid to see it as well.
Until the second someone played a note, then everyone would go, "Oh, the song has started now." Like, it was just fucking weird, man.
I mean, that is a testament to the attention spans of the most recent generations, isn't it?
Yeah.
A song finishes, right? Well, I need stimulation now.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Perfect.
So Rasheen keeps taking me these gigs, right, where people scream.
Scream?
Yeah. So this
Not
is
like the screaming they do at the gigs you go to.
No, right, which is what I was going to get to. Because obviously I knew that was coming. I knew someone...
Mystic Meg in this
I knew someone would bring that zinger at me and be like, well, you go to gigs where everyone screams. It's different. So, let me tell you why.
They're my gigs.
I like them. These ones are filled with women.
People with opinions.
To be fair, the hardcore scene is one of the most opinionated scenes ever.
Absolutely.
But, so it happened at Phoebe Bridges, right? There's a song, it's the last song on her album, and it's the last song she played. No, it wasn't. It was the last song she played both nights before the encore, when we went to see her. So this is the third gig I've been to where screaming has happened. And basically on this song, there's a bit in the song where there is like a scream in the song, like an aggressive, just like outburst screams, like but it's like it's a crescendo, if that makes sense. So it's like the song slowly builds, and then it like gets to this bit, and then honestly, the last part of the song is just like grungy mess.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But what I didn't know is that the first night of Phoebe Bridgers, I was just like, oh, it's one of my favorite songs, and it's really good live, really enjoying it. And this crescendo happens, and the entire venue of mainly young women screamed, and I mean like full on. There was a group of these 3 girls next to us who like all held hands and were like, just like screamed. But then everyone in the venue did it, and then I was just like, honestly, because I wasn't expecting it. Like, it was piercing. Like, it was so loud, and just like, I was instantly like, what the fuck? And I looked at Rashida and was like, what was that? And she was like, yeah, that happens. I was like, fucking warn me. Like, what the fuck is that? And she was like, yeah, she encourages everyone to do it at the shows. I was like, we didn't fucking mention that. I would have come with my fucking ears. Jesus. And then the second night, I knew it was coming, and Beth was with us that night, and I was like, cover your fucking ears. And she was like, why? And I was like, you'll thank me. And then they did it, and she was like, ow. And I was like, I know, it's mad. It's just madness. It's so loud.
What? I think you've got to a pitch where only dogs can hear you now. It's mad. I can't even get that high. It's mad.
Honestly, it was. But right, at this Leaf gig, right? So they had a bit in the song, but they fully like, so the opposite of Phoebe. Phoebe just fucking played the song, and then just she knew everyone was gonna fucking do it because she's probably done it once and it went viral, and she's like, I don't need to say that shit anymore. I'm too famous. But Leaf was like, there's a bit in this song where if you want to scream, feel free, let it all out. So I was like fucking ready then. I was like, fuck me, this 400-person room is going to get real fucking high-pitched soon. But they did say in their little introduction, they said, I'll tell you when. So I was like, this is great. They're going to say when, and I'm going to go, okay.
Yeah.
And they did. And it was the exact same thing. It was just like, but I tried, like, when they said, right, now's the time to scream if you want to scream. I was then like, I'll see if this is as bad. And it was just as fucking bad. It was just as bad. It's so high-pitched. It's so aggressive and just like, right, let me tell you why it's not the same. It's not the same. Right, key difference here, right, is that hardcore and metal and death metal and black metal and all that stuff, the music itself is like, it builds you up, and it's like, boom, 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 and it's loud,
it has
it's
energy
heavy.
you want to get rid
the
of.
Speakers are fucking up, and then it's like, but at Leaf Ross gig and Phoebe Bridgers, it's like the music is so like kind of smoother, and then it's just like, bah! It's really sudden.
Like quite jarring.
Yeah. And then I think the difference is that at hardcore shows as well, you've got like maximum 200 people down the front singing along, and everyone else at the back's just going like, and that's it. And it's like, whereas when it's at these shows, it like 90% of the audience gets involved, and when 90% of the room screams as high as they can, and 90% of that 90% is female, it's just fucking
really high pitch.
High.
Do you know, when you said a minute ago, oh, I knew it was coming this time, I thought this was going to end up in you screaming. You're like, I knew it was coming this time. You started moving your chair like you were limbering up, like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. And it just turns out that they only did that at that one gig. It just happened to be an accident. I guess that bit in the song, you just go, and like, you already look out of place there, and now you've just screamed for no reason. Yeah. The girl with the bomb, she's shitting herself. Yeah. She's left.
Not today.
Nope, not this one. This one's crazy. Oh my God. But yeah, that does seem strange. It seems unusual. But
Machine keeps taking me gigs where they make people scream. And I just don't get it. I don't not get it. I get it, because obviously it's a release of aggression.
It's cathartic.
Frustration. Yeah, it's cathartic. But I don't like it. That's the word I'm looking for. Don't like it. Because it hurts my eardrums.
Yeah.
It makes me go, ow, fuck.
You know me, I'm not much of a shouter or a screamer either, so I'll be like, why are you guys doing this?
You'd hate it. Right. The last bit is the best bit of all. So fucking Leith had a song, right? I need to read this. And the chorus is...
It was so cool when you threw it away.
I know, but I forgot it. No, because I remembered the bit, but then I forgot the lyric.
It was the newsreader going.
I wrote down the lyric here, because I was like, there's a reason that they do this. And I fucking hate it so much. I hated it. I know this song as well. I quite like this song. But then when I kind of not found out the meaning, but when they added this like meaning to it, I was like, I don't like this anymore. So one of the main choruses, I miss everyone I've never met. So I miss everyone I've never met.
Do I need to... So I should speculate on what that means, should I?
No, you don't have to speculate anything.
Can I?
It's obvious what it means.
Yeah.
Now that I just sang along.
It means that I'm probably missing out on all the things that I've not experienced yet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I like.
It's a reasonable thing to say. Yeah. It's kind of poetic. I get that.
So they introduced this song, and then in no part in the introduction did they warn me or anyone else in the room of what was about to happen. And it was, I'm not gonna lie, traumatic for me. This was genuinely like I panicked hard, like sweated instantly at what happened.
From that lyric?
No.
Okay.
What got thrown at me halfway through this song. Right? Okay. So that is the lyric. That's the chorus. I miss everyone I've never met. Right. Yeah. And then at one point in the song, the whole thing kind of like slows down into like a nice little strum. And then Leaf just leaned into the mic and went, "Talk to the stranger next to you and tell them a funny fact about yourself."
So, do you live in Headingley?
Stranger! I looked aggressively at Rasheen and was like, "What the fuck what's happening?" And then Rasheen was like, "I don't know, but just look at me and just don't talk to anyone.
Just look at me. Just stay focused on me. It's okay, Daryl. No, it's okay."
Me and her are the same. She was fucking shitting herself. She was like, "Just look at me and pretend we're talking, because then if we pretend we're talking, no one's going to talk to us." Because like it was like the song had ended. Like I said, like everyone erupted in conversation. That's exactly what happened. It just fucking the whole place was like, "Oh my god, I don't know you. This thing that I do is this," and like everyone was just fucking gassed to talk to each other, and I fucking hated it, and it was so uncomfortable. And I just looked at Rasheen like so hard, and the second that song ended, I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Was that in the middle of the song?
Yes, middle of the song. Like I said, it was there's an opener, and then there's a chorus, and then there's a bridge, and then one of the parts of the bridge is like a proper just like dun, 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 just like a nice little slowed down, just like acoustic strum, like quite upbeat. And then that's when they leaned in and went, "Talk to the stranger next to you and tell them a fun fact about yourself." And then like just leant away, and then it was a full like 30 seconds of just continuing that bridge while everyone just fucking talked.
It sounds like a cool guy at a new starter's job. Where they're like, "Hey everyone, why don't you come to the... Yeah, I'm just playing a guitar. I'm just that kind of boss, you know? I just like to keep it loose."
But then the worst part is that like if you did that at more shows, people would just go, "No.
My name's Becky and I sat behind a skip once."
No, I think most of the general public would go, "Nope. Not interested.
In a standard
play the
situation.
fucking song. Finish the
Play
fucking
the
song."
fucking track.
But at this gig, everyone was so gassed to talk to each other, and just because young and excitable.
Oh yeah, they got optimism, haven't they?
That's what I'm saying. They're all young and happy, and just
they
like
don't realise
"Woo!"
that
and
most people are shit.
Yeah, and they were just so gassed to be like, "Oh my god, strangers! Like that's fun." No, it's not. Strangers aren't fun.
No, stranger danger. That's what we were brought up on.
Don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Don't talk to people. Don't tell people fun facts, and they know how to get you.
I don't think people were giving away blackmailable facts.
What else is there? All facts are blackmailable, Kier. I'm Daryl. I like shoes. Oh, well, let's get him some shoes, and then we'll grope him. I don't know.
Yeah, then we'll finger him or whatever. Yeah,
but yeah, it fucking.
I can see how that would panic you.
It shit me up
drastically. Yeah,
like it genuinely. I was just enjoying the gig, very like literally. This is how my face was. Just oh yeah. And that happened. I was just sleepy, and that happened. I was instantly just like alert.
Because you knew a stranger might be talking about you.
And then I was instantly mad at Rasheen because I thought, my brain, like within seconds, was like, "This is Phoebe Bridgers again. You knew this was coming and you didn't fucking tell me." But then I could see on her face, she was like, "I didn't know this was happening." And then as she then instantly said, "Just look at me and talk to me and no one will talk to us," I was like, okay, she's in the same boat. Fuck. And then I had to just kind of be like, "Yeah, okay, what the fuck?" Like, because I was worried that if we stopped talking and just like kind of stood still and looked forward, someone would go, "Hey," and I'd be like, "Fuck. Leave me alone."
Hey, I might buy a property in Headingley one day.
Don't! You're too young! There's a man, and he'll get you, and he likes you. Only I can buy property there. I'm male and old.
His name is Alan Ingram.
I don't know his actual name. If I did, I would say it. Because that guy was a fucking pedo.
And he should see his kids more.
No, he shouldn't. They're probably 20. It's probably where it comes from.
Hey, grandchildren, you've been to the Otley Run recently? I kind of want to go to one of these gigs with you now, just so I can see it.
Well, how do we go? How do we know when it's going to be one of those gigs?
It'd be amazing that us two walk into that gig as well.
Yeah.
Just clearly bigger and older and uglier than everyone else.
Yep.
Yeah. And just stand there miserably. Sleepy, some might say.
Yeah.
I'd be just sleepy as well, definitely nothing else.
Yeah, it was a really eventful gig, genuinely. It was just full of fucking characters and just young people.
Personalities, isn't it? Just loads of personalities.
I mean, I've got a personality as well, but it's not shit.
You keep yours to yourself, though, which is nice, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to retract saying shit. That's it. I'm just closed. I don't want to talk to strangers ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's because you get to an age and you go, I've met enough people now.
Yeah. And if I'm going to meet someone, it's going to be through a like-minded situation. I'm not going to meet someone on a fucking train or at a gig or in a gym changing room. I'm not going to make friends with any of these people. And if you think we are, like, I already think any of those situations, I'm already so far into the headspace of nope. Straight away, I'm just like, no, we're never going to be friends ever.
Before you even met them.
Yeah,
You're just like,
that's what I'm saying. If
someone you don't know is coming around earlier. Well, they're not going to be my friend ever.
If I walk into a gym change room and I genuinely, if a guy was getting changed and he had like the sickest tattoos ever by the sickest people and I could ID all of them, and then he was wearing some fucking sick trainers and what else do I like? I don't know.
Oh, you'd be like, man, I look great in this mirror, wouldn't you?
And then he was eating a Parmo. If that guy was in the change room, I'd still be like, nah, we can't be friends.
Oh, to me, it sounds like you're leaving that changing room gay.
What?
You're like, this guy has just turned me fully. It's like wanking into a mirror.
Oh, wait, that's just me.
Just tugging it off in the changing rooms of the gym
With a Parmo.
and then just sitting there while he falls asleep, staring into middle distance.
I just got a really horrible image of me, like those middle changing benches where they all and you're just hunched over that, just ejaculated, Parmo in hand, just like
just eyes just like doing the long blinks over and over again. I like the idea that you're wearing a towel like you're trying to cover yourself.
Oh yeah,
but the splits at the middle, in the front, so everyone's just got a straight shot up Main Street.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful image to leave everyone on, I think.
Yeah, my penis.
Lovely.
Don't talk to strangers.
Or do.
No, don't.
But you could make new friends.
No, you can't.
You can make new friends.
You will never make new friends talking to strangers.
Daryl wants to make new friends. Bye!
No, I don't.